Hey up, me ducks. Salut, bonjour, coucou, guten morgen, buenos dias, calamera, and all of that good stuff. It's just about time to get started at Festival of the Photocopier. I will try to do videos throughout the day, but you know, time flies when you're having fun. If you're in Melbourne, please visit the meat market where Festival of the Photocopier will be and all of that good stuff. And yeah, just remember, I am terrified, so no need to be terrified as well. All right. Mwah. Until I see you or don't see you or all that good stuff. Bye-bye. Hello, and a million times hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Zine Collector YouTube channel. I'm Nyx. If you're new here, I love zines and life is zines and zines are life and all of that other kind of stuff. It's been a while since my last video, but I'm not going to get into the it's been a while cliches. I'm just going to say it has, and here I am, and I'm still trying to figure things out because life keeps happening. Apparently life just keeps happening whether you want it to or not. So all we can do is just try to keep up. Now, usually today would be Happy Mail Monday, but no mail has arrived over the past week. The last couple of Happy Mails have been blog posts on the website, so I will link to those down below, so you can check those out if you want to. I do apologize for doing it that way for anyone who enjoys the video side of things, but the video side of things takes a little bit more, obviously, for different reasons. Takes a little bit, maybe not more, maybe like a different kind of energy. So there we go. But here I am. I hadn't actually planned on anything as such today, especially because there's no Happy Mail this week, but it's long overdue to talk about Festival of the Photocopier. So here we are, and this is completely unplanned, and you probably won't see this until my Tuesday because loading times on YouTube, but let's just, you know, spontaneity and all of that good stuff, because why not? I'm here, I am in front of the camera, I have gloriousness to share with you from Festival of the Photocopier, and I have my coffee. So what more could I ask for? So the first thing I want to do in this video is give my utter, complete, most heartfelt thanks to everyone who helped me get to Festival of the Photocopier. It was an amazing experience, and it is an experience that I would not have been able to do without support from amazing, wonderful friends. Now, some people wanted to remain anonymous, and some people were happy to have their names out there, and I will link to people in the description for thank yous. The people who didn't care about, didn't seem to care about remaining anonymous, but because this is all impromptu and everything, I can remember some names, but not all of the names, and I don't want anyone to feel neglected, so I just will say thank you so very much, because I really, back last November when it started getting rolling as far as signing up for Festival of the Photocopier and all that stuff, I dismissed the possibility. It just wasn't going to happen as far as I was concerned, because of finances and everything like that, and where I was in my headspace anyway. And lo and behold, amazing friends encouraged me, and more amazing friends also helped me along the way, and it was a really brilliant experience. And yeah, so thank you. I just there's another video that needs to happen. There really is, but there was a time when I was just because I'm expressing myself in noises instead of words now. But there was a very dark time, as I've alluded to plenty of times, and I'm sorry about that, but while I may have given up on myself and given up on various things, the zine community didn't give up on me, and that's really beautiful and helps keep me going. So thank you. thank you. I will forever be in debt to so many of you, and I'm happy to know such wonderful, wonderful people. So, Festival of the Photocopier took place in early February. It's March now. It took place in early February at the meat market in Melbourne. It was absolutely glorious. It was a great location, and I'm hoping that Sticky Institute is able to secure the location for that again in the future. It was very humid in Melbourne. Ooh. But the space actually has some decent airflow and stuff like that, so that was really good. And there were so many people, but it didn't get, like, at least for me anyway, it didn't get like overwhelmingly noisy. And I'm so happy I had a little the table where I had been where I'd been allocated a table was kind of tucked away a little bit. And so it wasn't too overwhelming for this fluffy little zine enthusiast. And yeah, it was so amazing. And a big part of it was there is the festival, the Bitsy Copier, excuse me, I'm getting excited, which is in an online game version of the Zine Fest, which is just so amazing to me. And I will find links and all sorts of stuff, because Sticky set up this hub, if you will, where you could play the Festival of the Bitsy Copier, which is amazing. But then at that same table, you could pick up one of these, and one of these is a passport. And it's so amazing and so cool, because what you could do is you could play the game, obviously, but then you could grab one of these and you could go around the fest and you could get stamps from these people around the Zine Fest. And it's amazing. And yes, that's me. I was a stamp person. I was right across the small space from the game hub, and it was so cool because I'd see people pick up a passport and start to look around, and I'd be like, "Hi, I have a stamp. I will be a stamp person." And it was so much fun. And there were little kids doing it, and there were adults doing it, and I said to a few people I felt like a Pokemon. I don't really know much about Pokemon, to be honest, but they, gotta get all the stamps and everything. And it was just a great addition. It got people to explore more where they might not have before. There was a game. If you got all the stamps at the end of it, you got a little prize, and it's just so brilliant on so many levels. But one thing I really loved is that it wasn't a competition of sorts, but I noticed that with the stamps, some of the stamp holders, like yours truly, got into a little bit of a competition that's not a competition as to how many times they stamped something. There was one point, I think it was the person who had the umbrella stamp who had stamped it like 8 times, and I just I just thought, all right, it's on. So I'm stamping all over the place with my stamp, and it was just really fun that visitors who may not be familiar with Zines, or maybe familiar with Zines anyway, everybody's having fun. Everybody has something to bond over. It's not, hi, how are you? It doesn't have to be like that kind of cold. It's not cold. It doesn't have to be that kind of awkward new greeting, because a lot of people are anxious at the Zine Fest, let me tell you. And so it was kind of for me, as an anxious table person, it was easy for me to say, do you need a stamp? And that was kind of my opener. That helped me personally. And it was and I just keep coming back to how much fun people seem to be having with this. It was absolutely brilliant, and it was a lot of fun. And at the end of it, I did have to leave a bit early to make the 8-hour drive back home. So for the last, I think, hour or so on Sunday, the person who was next to the seagreenzines table actually got to be Nyx for a while as well. So that was fun too. So it was just brilliant. And I love that Sticky is continuing to just keep moving forward and getting people engaged on so many different levels. Even though the Zine Fest is growing and growing and growing, they could sit back and just say, hey, you know, it's all good. There's so many things happening. It's all great. It's wonderful. And it is wonderful, but they are continuing to push themselves as well to provide more and do more. And it's absolutely brilliant. And I am truly, truly, truly honored to have been there for all of this and to have been able to say hi to Luke and other wonderful Sticky people. It's been brilliant. The conversations were brilliant. People had so much fun with this, and I'm just, when people are having fun, then, you know, people are smiling, then I'm smiling, and so it all just kind of rolls into this awesome atmosphere for which I am grateful to have experienced. This is going to be such a long video, but I did want to get into the passport and the stamps and being a stamp person, a destination on your passport tour, if you will. I was really nervous about doing it, to be quite honest, because of the anxiety, but I'm so glad I did. So yes. All right. long video, but yeah, thank you to everyone who got me there. Thank you to everyone who supported me while I was there, because I did have like some mini melts, as I call my, like, not meltdown, but when I just get little, and just, it was just absolutely brilliant to say hello to people and everything. It was just so wonderful, and there's so many people I didn't get to see, and there are people I got to see and meet and everything, but we didn't get back to connect again later on. Oh, it's just, there's so much, and it's amazing, and oh, I wish it could go longer. But at the same time, it is such a nice event. I could go on and on and on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find my videos and everything, and like cut videos in and stuff like that from Festival of the Photocopier. I totally like blew my data with all this stuff, but that is neither here nor there. Unless I want this video to be like an hour long, I should get into the awesomeness that is the zine haul. Now, because of all of the things and the anxieties, and because I was a passport person as well, like it was fine. Like, nobody told me I had to sit at my table, but all of these factors, I was quite content just, sit at my table, do my thing, say hi to the people who would like to say hi to me. And I apologize to anyone who would rather have me approach them, but maybe next year I'll be a little less nervy. Anyway, so I don't have a huge haul, and I was also saving for my actual, like, real life travel overseas passport, so I didn't get to spend nearly as much money as I would have liked to on all of the awesomeness, because there's so much goodness there. So much goodness. Whether you like comics, whether you like lit zines, whether you like mini zines, no matter what you like, you'd have found something there, because there's so much skill and awesomeness and amazingness and wonderful. Okay, I keep saying I'm going to do this and I won't. So, like, when it comes to, like, the anxiety thing, for me, when I get anxious, I heat up. Like, I just heat right up. You'd think I was in the rainforest or something like that. I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. And Jason of Habitual Novelties, I'm going to be totally, absolutely melting of embarrassment if I got that wrong. Now, Jason of Habitual Novelties found me, like, straight away on the Saturday morning, and he's amazing. Like, I was like, oh, I'm a mess, I'm thinking, like, and he just dressed up so he was dressed up so nicely and everything, and he did not care that I was Not that he didn't care. He cared that I was anxious, but it wasn't a thing. It was just excitement because we were talking when we finally met in person. Because Jason of Habitual Novelties, Mr. Habitual Novelties, is an amazing, awesome creative zine maker. And yeah, said hello straight away and everything. We got to talking about zines. And yes, first zine goodness of the Zine Fest. I'm so happy to show you this because Jason has such an amazing creative mind. And I just love seeing what he comes up with. And first up with, he brought me 3 awesome zines. And the first of which is the Evil Furniture Catalog, which sounds absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness. So much fun. I've reviewed a few of Jason's zines so far, and they're just absolutely brilliant. Now, just an introduction. Recovered from the waiting room of hell is the most unholy zine to have ever existed. A first issue Evil Furniture Catalog showcasing the latest articles available from the underworld, including but not limited to haunted lamps, villainous table and chair sets, blood fountains, and satanic futons. No, if that's not good, I don't know what is. It's absolutely I love the way his mind works. It's totally, oh goodness me. So yes, we have Evil Furniture Catalog, and then we have, and this is another thing I love about zines and everything, is that you don't have to be one specific genre as such, because if you're more mainstream publishing, you might need a different pen name if you wanted to write sci-fi, but then you wanted to write romance novels or something like that. You probably need different pen names, but this is all under Habitual Novelties, and I absolutely love it because we have Evil Furniture Catalog, which I think is amazing and awesome and fun, and I already love it. And then we have All Signs Point to Yes, a photography zine. And that's so cool, and there's so much going on. And Jason talked to me a bit about what's happening here. Pardon me, my voice is going in and out, but photography scene, I don't want to show too much because I technically don't have permission, but some amazing photos from some hidden treasure spots in Sydney, around Sydney. And it's absolutely brilliant, the wide variety of zines. We can go back and forth and do what we want, all under our own name, because it's what we do and what we can do. Anyway, so off my soapbox. So we have this amazing photography zine, and one thing I pointed out to Jason that I absolutely love, that Habitual Novelty zines have all of this information right up front, all the information you could possibly want about the zine itself. It's so brilliant, and that's in every zine. Here we go. So we have an information page as well here. So cool. Absolutely love it. So much fun. Oh, so the mind, the creativity, and what's happening in your brain. How do you think of these awesome things? And Jason, as a side note, actually gave me an idea for a future podcast. So the podcast will be coming back. I know I've only done one so far this year, but it will be coming back. It will. Anyway, rambling on and on and on. The last but certainly not least bit of awesomeness that Jason brought is just so cool. It's Witches of the World, and this is really cool zine. Oh, yay! The light actually supports being able to see this, because it can be a little bit, but how cool is this? And then you can open it up, and it's about, and look at that contents page. It's not just a text context page. It's like mini versions of the page, so you can see that. Oh, I love it. I was fangirling a little bit when I first opened this. I mean, and he was standing right there, and I was like, oh, this is so amazing. But yes, it's absolutely brilliant. This is, pardon me, it is actually witches of the world, learn about them, where they're from, and all of the information. You you have their items, you have their world map, their world regions and everything. But what Jason has done is he's taken all this information and he's actually turned it into a role-playing game. And I think like Dungeons and Dragons, but I've never played a tabletop role-playing game like that, so I'm not as familiar, so forgive me if I'm quite wrong about these things. But along with the zine comes with this awesome sheet so you can get your stats all written down and all that stuff, because you can choose. You can choose. This is your guidebook to your possible characters. So you have, your African witch, and you have your Caribbean witch, and you have cosmic witch as well. And each of these comes with, your stats down here. And like I said, the world region. And then there's color printing as well. And there's so much information. And I mentioned this at the time. I love how this reminds me so much of the, what do you call them? There was like an early learners series of books when I was growing up that had all the pictures and all the lines and the graphs and stuff like that for various subjects that you might want to learn about. And I just realized how much of this zine I'm showing, and I don't technically have permission, so I am sorry if that's not okay. I'm just so excited about this and I love it. So I think the whole thing is brilliant, and it can be turned into a tabletop game. And you have plenty of these to use in your game for your various stats and everything. And along with the Jason also gave me some dice to go with it. Oh, so fun. It's so fun. And and a nice badge, a button, pin, however you want to say it. Very cool. Because we all know how much I love my pins. And the first time Jason sent me some goodness from Habitual Novelties for my reviewing pleasure and stuff like that. Sorry, I had to move my foot. As part of the Everything But the Kitchen Sink zine, he sent some tiny people, and I was just absolutely thrilled and tickled over the tiny people. and he remembered how tickled I was. And then I will put a video, shortcut video or something like that, but there's more tiny people, and it's so hilarious to me. It's the little things, and I don't mean that as a pun, but it totally works as a pun, the little things. But they are tiny people, and I'll do the video so you can have a close-up of the tiny, colorful people. But it really made my day that Jason remembered how funny I thought that was, and remembered it for, gosh, it would have to be a year later at least. Anyway. And brought me some more tiny people, because it really brightened my morning and got me out of my own head and all sorts of things. So it was a pleasure to meet you in person. I'm sorry we didn't get to catch up more, but such are the way of these kind of busy events. But yes, thank you. And definitely check out Habitual Novelties. I'll have all the things down below. Because Habitual Novelties, Jason is one amazing creative mind, and I'm always looking forward to seeing what he comes up with next. So one fun thing that happened at Festival of the Photocopier is that Zines had an end table. Like to the left was the corridor with a lot of other tables out there, and to the right was a new zine friend. Their table mate hadn't showed up, so they had the table all to themselves, and it turned out that Festival of the Photocopier was their first zine fest. Now, me being me, spread a little sunshine. It's your first zine fest. Of course, I'm going to give you a welcome to your first zine fest pack, because that's what I do. So yes, I grabbed a few of my zines about zines like paper currency, etc., and I gave them to new zine friend, which started off like 2 days of great conversations about comics and zines and literacy and libraries and all sorts of things. And it was amazing. And it all started with spreading a little sunshine. So you never know what may happen or may not happen, you know, that sort of thing. But from the awesomeness, I have 2 zines for you. Now, what I'm going to do is probably not mention their name because I feel like I'm going to say it wrong and I don't want to say it wrong, but I will have all of their details down below. So first zine of awesomeness is Notes on Comics, Reading, and Literacy. Oh, so cool and colorful. Oh my goodness. And it's so cool because this person has so much passion about this, about how comics are so often just dismissed as like not real reading and not going to help people in their literacy and stuff like that. Whereas there's what I'd really love to see is him like create a talk and put it on the internet, because he has so much passion about how important comics can be to literacy and the connections between not only having words but also having like the images for the body language and stuff like that, and how that can be especially helpful when words alone might leave a child struggling or someone struggling when in regards to literacy. And I just think it's absolutely brilliant, and he was so absolutely passionate about the subject. Yes, if you're watching this, please like do some sort of something somewhere and talk about it some more, because your passion was amazing for the subject. So we had notes on comics, reading, and literacy, and then we also had notes on librarians and activism, libraries and radicalism. Oh, so cool. This is about what you can do with and in libraries to be more more radical, to make change happen, and all sorts of things. And again, another very passionate topic, and it was so cool to listen to him talk about it and just get into it and have these amazing discussions. And that's the thing, you never know who you're going to sit by at a zine fest, and you never know what they're passionate about or what they do or what they don't do. And it's so cool. It's so cool and absolute pleasure. Very cool. I'm looking forward to like taking a very more concentrated look at these zines. One fun thing that can happen at Zine Fest, and I completely support, because I completely understand being anxious, even just too anxious to speak or to make eye contact. I totally get it. So I totally support this happening. But one fun thing that can happen is sometimes people will see the Sea Green Zines table, see, you know, yours truly, and they will walk up and hand me a zine and maybe or maybe not say hi and then walk away. And that's totally awesome and cool. And that's that's not what happened here exactly. But Saf Miro, I didn't get the chance to meet Saf in person for the 2019 Festival of the Photocopier. But I did see, their zines online, and I ordered some that way, and I fell in love with them. They're great. They're so much fun. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting at the table, and there's Saf there, approaches and hands over 2 lovely zines, and I said, we can trade. Because I'm always up for trades. Like I don't just because I'm a zine reviewer doesn't mean I'm expecting anything whatsoever. I like to trade and all the good stuff. So anyway, Saf walks up with these absolute absolutely, absolutely lovely mini zines. The first of which is called Sticky Stories. And I just love it because it has these press-on jewels and they're shiny, and it's just, oh, makes me happy just to look at it, just all the colors and wonderful things, and it's so much fun. Oh, it's great. Oh, so much creativity. Saf is very creative, both in writing and in aesthetics as well. So yes, we have Sticky Stories. Awesome, awesome. And then we have Dad Jokes, a Lift the Flap zine by Saf Miro. And I just thought, this is so cool. This is yet another example of someone taking the standard, the base model zine, if you will, and doing something different with it, because it has all of these flip ups. And I'm not going to give peeks, but it's so much fun. All of these little flip ups and everything. And it's dad jokes. It's dad jokes. They're all dad jokes. And it's so great and it's so funny. And I actually, I have friends, I have friends in the UK and they love dad jokes. And I was just so over the moon about this zine that I got into Messenger straight away, and I was like, hey, look at this zine. But anyway, Saf, so much fun stuff, and it was just so lovely that it's like, suddenly Saf is there and hands me the zines, and we got to do a trade, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. Another person who it was awesome to see again is Amber is Blue. They're an amazing person, amazing zine maker. I have many of their zines and have reviewed a few as well, I believe. And they approached me and brought me, of course, all the cats in my house. Yay! Love a cat zine, love cats, love dogs, love cats. All the goodness. And another person, it was fun, it was kind of like, hi, how you doing? And here's the zine. And of course, how could I not be happy about receiving a zine? The zine goodness turned it into a trade, and it was just awesome. And it's just so much fun. I love it. And it was lovely to see them. Lovely to see you. Amber is Blue. Oh, my pardon. I'm just seeing by Milky Breath. I apologize if Amber is Blue is a dead name or moved on from name. I didn't realize until I saw the back here. So my deepest apologies if that is the case, but it was wonderful to say hello to you again, to see you again. Hi. And thank you so much for the zine trade. One fun thing about Zine Fest is that you can see in person people you haven't previously met, that you've only met online before. And one of those people is Ray White. Now, I've reviewed their zines before. One was about Rabbit Island, I believe, and another poetry zine about lavender, I believe. It's been a little while, but they have since been published and have their poetry book published, and which is amazing and so cool. And it was amazing to meet Ray in person, and it's just absolutely brilliant. And we were both really excited, which was funny too. I'm like, oh, I'm excited. You're excited too. Oh, yay! We're both excited. It's really brilliant. But they handed me this amazing, cool thing. So once again, zines can be whatever you want them to be. And how cool is this? Now, I don't remember what these were called when I was a kid, where I grew up, but Ray called this a chatterbox, and I can see why. It's so much fun. It's so brilliant. I love it so much. It's so cool. I just wanted to play with it all day, but you know, I must behave and all of that good stuff. But yes, a fun chatterbox. And Ray's one of the people I didn't get back to be able to chat with again, because we were all setting up and all of that good stuff. But it was a pleasure to have met you, even if briefly, at the festival. It was so cool, and it's so good to hear about the successes of your book, and I'm wishing you all the more success, and thank you so much for all the zine goodness. Both past and present. Of course, zine fests are always about the zines, but we sell things that are also not zines occasionally, and I couldn't miss the opportunity to say, even though it was a brief hello, but to say hello to Natalie Michelle Watson. I have most of her comics and things like that, and I also featured the custom mug, the Spread a Little Sunshine mug that I ordered in the last Happy Mail, or the one before that. I'm not entirely sure. It might have been even before that. You never know. Time. What is it even? But one thing I did get the chance to get that I didn't have before is a fun pin. Strawberry Pupper pin. Natalie Michelle Watson. So cool, so fun, so shiny. And you know what's especially great? The little protective stoppers on the back are little hearts. How adorable is that? Oh my goodness. So much fun, so adorable, such goodness. Much pupper, mini strawberry. It's so good. But it was so nice to meet in person. We'd communicated a lot. It's one of those things, you communicate a lot to the point where you're like, are we sure? Yeah, no, we haven't met in person. No, okay. And all of that good stuff. And it was a pleasure to be able to say hello and to meet you and to meet your awesome mom. Because I love follow Natalie on on Instagram. There are always many things and all of that good stuff. So yes. Hi. And last but certainly not least, not ever least, I was so happy to be able to say hello to Apples again. You know what? I don't even remember how we first met. It might have been like a mail, through the mail. I'm sure it must have been through the postal mail sort of thing, but it doesn't matter because Apples is awesome and Avery's awesome, and it's just there's so much awesomeness. And I had the absolute pleasure of meeting baby Pebbles. Oh, so cute. So absolutely adorable. On the Sunday, Apples braved the zine fest with Pebbles on back, who is the cutest baby. Pardon my fangirling, but oh, so cute. And Apples brought so much goodness, and I'm so excited. So let's get into it. The first being, of course, which I think is an absolutely adorable idea, and I can't, I've been I try to read things in order, I really do, and I try to behave myself, but I wanted to get right into this one. Tips for Being Baby by Pebbles, a baby. By Pebble, excuse me, I'm saying Pebbles. By Pebble, a baby. Oh my goodness. This is so much fun. I love it. I mean, sorry, I won't get into a tangent, but I think it's great and it's cute and it's adorable, just like the one and only Pebble. Very cute. And then we have Whales, Parades, and Electricity, a free newsletter zine. Very excited to see the goodness again. We all know how much I love the free newsletter, life update, goodness sort of zine. If you've watched pretty much nearly any of my Happy Mail Monday videos, you know how much I love those sort of life update zines, even though I'm very, very behind on my own, but that's neither here nor there for this video. So cool, so much fun. And then we have Against Despair, a zine about taking your fears for the future and turning them into actions for the future you'd rather see, by Avery. Now, this is just I don't want to get into a tangent, but with just that subtitle there, that is kind of not kind of, that is exactly the sort of thing that I need in my reading right now. So it's funny, I've mentioned a few times, it's funny how sometimes a zine will arrive, or I'll buy a zine or something and I won't read it until much later, and it turns out that much later is the exactly appropriate time that I needed to read it anyway. So think of that what you will. It's a bit fuzzy la la for some, but that's just what life is, at least here in the Zine Cave. And yeah, it's wonderful. And the back says, make the world a better place than it would have been without you. And that's always my goal. This is a zine about how to stop despair from taking over your life so you can choose action instead of paralysis and take part in the work to make the world a better place. Sounds absolutely fabulous. And then. So we have the serious subjects and awesomeness and everything, but one zine series that I'm absolutely obsessed with is Dear Diary. I have issue number 4 now, yes. Dear Diary, Today I Died, a zine about gaming mostly and learning through failure. A zine about gaming and mostly learning through failure. And gaming zines. I love gaming, but I don't see, like, this is probably not the only. I've seen a couple of one-offs, but this is the only gaming series zine that I've seen, and I love it so much. Dear Diary, Today I Died. Oh, this is so cool, and I'm so happy because it's not only just that it's about gaming, because I love gaming, obviously, as I've said. I love that. I love seeing a cover of a game with the game and go, oh, I know that, because the first thing that caught my attention with Dear Diary, Today I Died was I saw Don't Starve on the cover of number 3, I believe. Number 3 or number 2. But anyway, I saw Don't Starve and I'm like, I know that game. I love that game. I'm obsessed with that game. And hence started the obsession with this zine series. And it's so cool because it covers games and all of that, of course. But they touch on, like, current issues as well. I'm not describing this at all well, and I would only apologize, but I can just say definitely check it out. I'll put some reviews in the description. I absolutely love this series, so if you like gaming and other sorts of things, definitely check out the reviews, which will have links to where you can get the goodness. Now, on the Sunday, as I mentioned, Apples came by with Pebble, and Apple handed me this big old envelope with my name on it, and it's just, oh, hello. There is so much goodness in here, so I'm going to take a look through all of the awesomeness that is in my apologies, crinkly. Oh my goodness, I love this. I love that, like, I am seagreenzines is a stop for zine awesomeness. Just, here we go. Here's some zines. Zines are happening. Oh my goodness, there's so much stuff. Oh my goodness, but this definitely, like, I'm totally counting this as a haul because it happened at Festival of the Photocopier. And to be frank, is actually kind of brilliant. Like, even if you just, no matter how you wanted to do it or anything, it saves postage. And if it saves postage, then why not? Oh my goodness. So first we have a very interesting, let's see. Issue 59 of Web takes the form of 12 rhomboids, either as 6 flat sheets or completed boxes. Cut out pattern carefully. Sharp things are sharp. Okay, see? More awesomeness. There's this, definitely seems to be more and more move to see what we can do with zines while also appreciating the from whence we came sort of thing. And so we have this here, And then here's one cut out. And yeah, it looks like you can fold this. I don't want to fold it as such just yet because I'm not sure what I'm doing. But how cool is that? Web issue. There we go. 59. In a foldable. That's so brilliant. It reminds me of a zine I once got. It was a folded origami flower. It was awesome. It is awesome. It still exists. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. And so we have these flat sheets of awesomeness all up in here. Just get this one safely tucked back in there. So yes, thank you for that. Oh, it's not just a zine, it's an experience. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. Love it. Oh my goodness. And then we have a comic. Universe Gun, number 8. Inner Space. Ooh, cool. Universe, yeah. Oh, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted. That was something that was interesting too about being at the Festival of the Photocopier, and someone handed me a zine, and I'd look at it and I'd be like, oh, don't get distracted, don't get distracted. And then I'd realize, you know, I'm not on video, I'm in person. Oh my goodness, very cool, colorful comic. Interesting. Let's see. This is the art issue. Universe Gun and its characters and settings are all copyright of Dr. Mike Cooper, aka Dr. Mike 2000. Ooh, cool. Interesting. And then we have Sadness in the Sky, issue numero... Oh, I'm not going to try to say that, but it's issue 16. Oh, look at that. A4 size. Goodness, look how big that is. So much goodness happening. I'd love to make a zine this size at some point. That'd be great. Oh, looks like a collection of writing and stories and all sorts. Very cool. Woo, lots to check out. And oh, and then we have Sadness in the Sky number 14, starring Godspeed, You Black Emperor. Goodness me. And oops. Oh my goodness me. Sadness in the Sky. Ooh. Oh, let's see. Interviews, transcribed, etc. Ooh. Lots of text, lots to read, lots of goodness. Got some photos in here as well. Ooh, so much. Okay, lots of variety it looks like. Ah, fun, 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 fun. Cool. All right. Then we have Shifting Time, Volume 1, Free Brooms. Mark Fittock and Tom Ackland. Ooh, this looks fun. Black and white comic. I'm always saying that I don't review enough comics. So here we go. This is the first collection of Shifting Time comics originally published on the web. They have been updated and added to for your pleasure. We've jammed over 200 strips into this one book, featuring an assortment of demons and aliens crewing a starship from hell, the Eternity. Join the group on their zany adventures as they travel between 2 different star systems. Ooh, webcomic gone physical comic. Very cool. Oh, it's brilliant. Fun cover too. I like it. Cool, 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 cool. And then we have, oh my goodness, so much zine goodness. Then we have we have Read Between the Lions, a zine by Caitlin Mahoney, which looks to be a poetry and short story zine, or maybe just some, poetry and short story. I like the little play on the words. It's very fun. I like that lion too. Can't tell if he's yawning or just crying out at the universe. And we have Here Have a Turd by Sid Clark. Oh, hello. Goodness me, there's some stuff happening there. Ooh. Let's see. This is a radical anti-politics pamphlet. By the way, have I mentioned how much. I love an intro, just a brief like this is what this is about sort of thing. This is a radical anti-politics pamphlet. It's written from the perspective of an illiterate 18th century peasant abruptly transplanted into the modern industrial world. Oh, hello. Goodness me. Oh, see, you can do anything with zines. You can do anything. How cool. Oh, brilliant stuff. Goodness me. And then we have book number 3. Ooh, collection of comic goodness happening right about here. Oh my goodness. Yes, so book number 3. Ooh, and there's... Sorry. My apologies, I got distracted. So here we have the cover, and I got distracted by the text that's going all around the border of the cover. Oh my goodness. But from first blush glance, looks like we have comics by various artists. Interesting, interesting indeed. Oh my goodness. Look at this on the back cover. How cool is that? Let's see if it'll focus properly. Oh goodness. Be nice if I held it properly. Oh. Look at that. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. And then we have Gravitational Pull of the Moon by Linda Foote, which is another comic. Oh, goodness me. Comic goodness. An incredible invention has changed humanity's concept of fate. With a simple blood test, a mysterious machine produces a small white card stating the cause of your death. It is never wrong. Based on a single comic page from the webcomic Dinosaur Comics by Ryan North, this concept has inspired many a comic artist or writer to explore the impact of that little white card. I mean, if you knew that it wouldn't change anything, would you want to know how you die? Oh my goodness. That sounds absolutely fascinating. Oh, can't wait to dig in. Cannot wait to dig in. Excuse me. Goodness. Just really starting to stumble over all my words. Very cool. Oh my goodness. Then I just want to, because you have the cool cover like that, but then if you go like this, that's the full cover. Oh my goodness. What an interesting concept though. I like it. Whew. Then we have Winter in Turkey Volume 4, Turkish Delight, which looks like, oh, pretty. A collection of photos. So, photography zine in full awesome color as well. Very cool. And then, let's see, Healing, Musings from a Mental Ward. Oh my goodness. Ooh, another comic. I mean, comic art, sort of, depending which way you want to look at it. But yeah, here we go. Nice matching binding for the red printing. Interesting cover as well. Cool. And we have, oh my goodness. Ooh, no binding. Oh, which way is up? There we go. Looks like a mixture of art and words here. Ooh, interesting. I feel like I say interesting so many times, but like it doesn't mean it's any less true each time I use it. Curious. All right, cool. And then we have Metadata 7. And at what point does literature cross into gaming? Oh, okay. I was just saying I don't see many gaming zines, but this looks like it's gaming related, at least for the contemplation as such. So there we go. Metadata 7. Cool. Oh my goodness me, so much zine goodness. And then we have some mini zines. We have book 2 and book 7. Oh, I wonder what these are about. And they look like photography zines. Photography and some writing as well. But yes, book 2 and book 7. Groundedness Press, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I want to like sit and figure out what's the what with all of the things, but this video is already over an hour in recording. Oh my goodness. All right, and then we have Aware number 7. Looks kind of like almost reads like performance poetry, but we have words and photography again, and just a little peek at everything because it's a very clear type, which is always appreciated, but you know, spoilers. So yeah, Aware number 7. Cool. And then we have Some of the Spookiest Things, a curated list by Jess Eddy. Thinking about snakes. Oh my goodness. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but oh my goodness. Some of the spookiest things. I like the printing, the pink and the black. But yeah, seeing as I already read it, I'll give you a sneak peek because it's the first page. Thinking about snakes. I get that. My overseas friends are often a bit, if it's not the snakes, it's the spiders I want to talk about. So yeah, some of the spookiest things. Oh, cool. Oh my goodness. Very cool. Very cool. Anyways, so there we go. All sorts of zine goodness from Festival of Photocopier, from friends, from wonderful people, from people I've met now in person for the first time, and it was a pleasure to meet you all. And thank you, Sticky, for putting on this amazing event, giving us all the opportunity to meet and connect and trade and do all of these wonderful things. And I know I've said it so many times already, but thank you to everyone who made it possible for me to go. Thank you to everyone who made me feel comfortable despite all of my worrying mind and thoughts and stuff like that. Thank you all so much, and it was a pleasure to meet new friends. It was a pleasure to meet friends for the first time in person. It was a pleasure to meet old friends once again in person for hugs and all that sort of thing. It's just the whole thing was brilliant, and I know this has been an absolutely long video. And if you're still here, thank you. Because yes, I know it's me sitting here talking to the camera for over an hour about zines and goodness, which I'm happy to do. But if you're still here, thank you for being here and watching and supporting and doing all of the things despite the absences and all of that stuff. I appreciate it, and yeah. I should wrap things up. So yes, hello. Oh, and suddenly I'm lost for words. I've been talking for an hour and suddenly. Anyway, so I will wrap it up here and just say hello and once more and goodbye, and yeah, until next time, spread a little sunshine. Mwah. And now I don't know what to say here either because flustered and stuff and all the good stuff and wow and things. But hey.